Tom.
Now, Dr. Rappaport said you must keep your feet up, so you will keep your feet up. Understood?
Yes.
And don't assume because you're a doctor you can rethink his instructions. You will follow them to the letter.
Ooh, you are a bully.
No, I'm an anxious husband and father-to-be. Be settled there. Now, I'm going to be gone for about a half an hour, during which time you will not rise from this bed, you will not go near those stairs, and anything you need will have to wait for my return.
Tom, don't do that. I won't be able to reach it.
Well, that's the idea. Talking isn't resting. Do I have your word?
Do I have a choice?
No.
I will rest. I will not move out of this bed. In fact, as soon as you walk out of this door, I'll probably start to snore.
Wonderful. But before you start, one more thing. Jewish or Chinese? And don't tell me you're not hungry.
I know. I have to eat. Come to think of it, I am hungry. I'm very hungry. Can you stop at both Lems and Greenberg's? Maybe pick up a little of both?
Egg rolls and pastrami coming right up. Promise not to move.
I promise.
Adieu.
Bye-bye. Away. No one is here. I can't get out of bed.
Okay, how long should it take? About 2 minutes. If nobody's home, they'll never know I was there.
Who's there? me! Who's there? Delia?
I'm sorry.
What are you doing up here?
Yeah, well, nothing. Nothing at all. Look, are you all right?
Yeah, I was until I heard someone crashing around down here.
Well, I'd like to explain.
Well, good. Then start with why you didn't answer me when I called.
Francis, for goodness sake.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, darling.
How are you?
I
Good to see
knew
you.
you'd be here for your son. Campaign or no, you've been to the hospital.
Yeah, straight from the airport.
Well, is there any change? I was there an hour or so ago. He was still in recovery.
Well, he's out of his room now. They seem to think he's making some headway. I guess the worst is over anyway.
Oh, thank heavens. That poor lamb. I went by the church on my way home to light a candle for him.
You know, sometimes I think this family keeps that candle factory in business.
Well, sometimes there's nothing else you can do. Oh, it's so good to have you here. Let me look at you. Oh, you look tired. Overworked. Still worried, huh? Anything else?
That's plenty. Ma, I have shaken hands with 3/4 of the voters of Western New York.
Is that enough to win an election? Tell
Ray
me.
would love that, but just in case she lined up the other quarter.
Oh, just think of it. My son, a household word in Buffalo.
Not to mention Rochester, Syracuse, Schenectady, and all points in between.
It's a lot of hard work, let me tell you. I'm proud of you. But I'm even more proud of you because you came home when you were needed, despite Jillian saying not to. Tea, that's what we need here. Ah, she's a brave girl, darling, but she needs your support right now. How was she?
I didn't get to see her. She had gone out to dinner.
Oh, that's good to hear. I know for a fact that girl hasn't had a decent meal since the beginning of all this.
Well, she left a number where she could be reached. Seneca Bollock's apartment.
Hi.
Hello.
How about some cold steak and salad?
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks for letting me sleep.
My pleasure.
How long have I been out?
Oh, about an hour.
Oh, we have to call the
No,
hospital.
I called. He's out of recovery. He's still sleeping. They got him on the respirator, and he's improving.
Oh. Oh.
So eat.
What? Oh. Yeah.
Good?
Possibly one of the best things I've ever eaten. No? No, almost.
Ah. Oh, what was the best?
One time when I was 6, I ran away. I don't even know why. But I remember it was this cold, wintry night, and I ran out of the house. And all I had on was this teeny little jacket. No hat, no mittens, no gloves, nothing. But I managed somehow to get down to where my grandmother lived in Gramercy Park.
You walked?
Yeah. I don't even know how I found my way. But I do remember by the time I got there, she wasn't even home. So I just sat there on the steps glowering. And all of a sudden, this woman came by with a fur coat on. See, I was trying to think about a plan, and she said to me, what are you doing here? Well, you have to remember it was after midnight. And she said to me, look, I promise that I won't tell your folks if you tell me what's going on. Of course, she did tell my folks, and my dad came down to get me, dragged me all the way home. And I remember running up to the 3rd floor of the house and locking myself into the bathroom. And I didn't want to come out. Dad kept saying, come on out, come on out. But I was afraid that he was going to do something dire.
Ed Coleridge practiced corporal punishment?
No, no. Don't you see, I'd never done anything that bad before. You know, I don't think that I left to get away. I think I was trying to show them, to reject them utterly. Anyway, there I was, locked in the third-floor bathroom. And Dad kept saying, Julian, come on out here. I have something for you. Of course, I thought he meant a spanking. And then he said, Julian, please come on out. I promise you that I won't punish you. So, I opened the door very, very slowly. And he handed me a chocolate eclair. You know that he never said another word about that? Now, isn't that a nice story?
So that was the best thing you ever tasted?
Uh-huh.
That is a nice story.
Yeah, and it's true. Every word of it. Huh. Actually, this is kind of nice, too. Thanks. Ooh.
Do you have any idea how many hours we have spent together since Edmund got sick?
Don't tell me you do.
53.
I can't believe it. Well, I haven't been counting. But I will say that the quality of time I have appreciated. You have been thoughtful and considerate. And I'm amazed at how nice you can be sometimes.
What's to be amazed? I've been telling you for months, I am a paragon. Well, I'm nice to my mother. I don't get dogs or cats. I don't even litter.
Oh, excuse me. You're also very silly.
Well, I mean, I have to have at least one flaw. Otherwise, you couldn't stand me.
How have I put up with you this long?
Perseverance.
Yours or mine?
Jillian, you're not really surprised that I still care about you and your son. I like spending time with you, even bad time.
I know.
What are you gonna do anyway?
What am I going to do about what?
You know, marriage.
Your timing is awful.
Jillian, you once agreed to marry me. Do you remember why?
Because we had a loving friendship.
Mm-hmm. Has that changed?
And because we got along together, enjoyed each other's company. I thought you had learned how not to control my head for me.
Had a good time in bed?
What?
Well, I just thought I'd help you along a little. And Edmund, of course.
Yes, I thought you were his father.
What's that? I don't mean biological.
Yes, you behave like a loving, caring father to him.
I still want to. See, I know now that the biggest mistake I ever made in my life was waiting so long to tell you that Edmund was Frank Ryan's son.
Thanks for saying that.
But you have forgiven me.
Yes.
Okay. Then look at it. Things are exactly the way they were when you agreed to marry.
Oh, good Lord.
Except that you have to straighten your thinking out about Frank.
Unfortunately, my thinking is straight about Frank. I am in love with him. I am in love with Frank. He is Edmund's father. I just keep wishing and hoping that...
Wishing and hoping what?
that he could be the person that he was 5 years ago.
Jillian, Frank Ryan is the person he was 5 years ago, and he is not going to change.
You know, that is one of the things that I can't stand about you. You make these pronouncements about him. You don't even know him.
Well, I think I know where his head is at.
What?
Yeah, because you see, I've been there. Jillian, there was a time in my life when work was the most important thing in the world to me. I was married, it was in trouble, but I didn't see it. I was so consumed with my own ambition, my own drive for recognition, for success. I mean, work equaled me. Nobody or nothing mattered at all.
Because the research was important to you. You were saving lives.
Okay, fine, sure. But I'd lost my perspective, you see. I had a wife who had a career. I refused to respect it. She had problems. I wouldn't deal with it. I just walked away. Seneca Boland Award, Bolak. Okay, I lost it all. Nell died. They decided I was responsible, and they took away my work, too.
And it was unfair.
Well, look, maybe, but I'll tell you, losing my license to practice medicine, really shook some sense into me. Jillian, when the most important thing in the world to you is taken away, and then you realize that life goes on anyway, you rethink your priorities, you realize what is important, and I'll tell you something. I will never let my ambition let me hurt anybody I love ever again.
Well, you're wrong about Frank 5 years ago. He felt the same way you do now. That's what I want back. His sense of values and priorities. Look, I don't want him to chuck it all. I just want to know that Edmund and I are important in his life. Not just in theory, but in fact. I just know that that's not going to happen.
That's incredible. And in spite of that, of what you just said, you refuse to rethink the inevitable.
Oh, because it's not working with Frank. Forget it.
No, because it's not working with Frank, forget it, and examine the alternative.
I mean, what am I, the prize fool of the Western world? I left my campaign because I had to. I couldn't concentrate. There were days when I didn't even know what town I was in. But as soon as I was on that airplane, and as scared as I was about Edmund, I finally felt that I was on the right track.
Oh, that's because you were, son.
Oh, I was, that's right. I was coming back to be with Jill. I even had this fantasy that I would walk into the hospital and find her there, and that would make a difference.
Well, it would.
It would if she was there. I thought we could share this together, that we could worry about our boy together, that the two of us could will him to get better.
But I think that's exactly what happened. Jill knew that you were as worried as she was. You sent the specialist, you called. She just didn't want you to interrupt your campaign.
She just didn't need me, Ma. Not when she's got her good old friend, Seneca. Oh, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that Jill wants this to work as much as I do. Then tell me why she pretends to understand the demands of a campaign when she doesn't. Tell me why she always puts Seneca right there between us every time.
Son, I just don't know how to say this without seeming to be unkind, but what did you expect? I mean, don't think I don't understand. I do. But you made a choice to put the campaign ahead of your personal life for a while. Now, Jillian understood, but if you expected her not to be hurt, then I think you expected too much. And if you expected that she wouldn't reach out to a friend that was there when you weren't here, I think that was foolish. You'd do the same.
No, I would not. I don't know. I can't be all things to all people, Ma.
Certainly can't. What are you going to do now?
Nothing. Edmund's getting the best care available. Jill is certainly in good hands. I guess I'll go back upstate, continue to campaign.
You won't even call her?
Seneca's apartment? No, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry it worked so badly.
Well, I have to get the last flight out.
All right, son. Take care.
Answer me, Delia. What are you doing here?
I needed a plate.
A plate. Roger doesn't have any plates.
Yeah, he does. No, I mean, he doesn't. I mean, I needed them for hors d'oeuvres. See, I was making hot hors d'oeuvres. I was making this whole big special dinner for Roger and everything like that, and
I know the power of your retention is limited. But as you recall, you have been banned from this house, any room of it. Roger did speak to you about that, didn't he?
He did, but I didn't just come up here. I mean, I phoned first. Really, I really needed that plate. Faith, why didn't you answer the telephone?
Because it was across the room. Because I am supposed to stay off my feet. Because I am having early symptoms of a miscarriage.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I feel so stupid. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you, but that doesn't help.
No, see, I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be having a baby and then feel like you're losing it.
I haven't lost it. Yet.
Well, you know, sometimes things like this, so they work out for the best. I mean, they really do. You know, sometimes people who are having babies, well, maybe they shouldn't be because they have problems of their own.
Wait just a minute. I don't know what you mean about problems. But if you're going to give your advice on my husband's mental health, just forget it. I know you've been seeing a psychiatrist for the past 3 months. But that hardly qualifies you as an expert. And I don't appreciate you going to Roger with your concern over Tom's psyche.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything. I was just worried about you, that's all.
You were worried about me.
Yes, I was. I had a very strange conversation with Tommy that has no sense of reality at all.
Okay, Delia, that is
I didn't
enough.
come up here to cause any trouble. I really didn't. I'm changing. And I want you to know that. And I tried to give you a warning about Tom. Now, I know how it is. When people are having a baby, they feel insecure about certain
Delia,
things.
I don't want your warning. Nor do I want your sympathy. What I want is you out of this house and out of my life. And just leave Tom to me.
What the hell's going on?
Kendall's back, and to celebrate her return, SoapNet's got 4 unforgettable Kendall episodes. 4 big reasons we heart Kendall. This Saturday from 3 to 7 p.m., part of Sugar Free Valentine's on SoapNet.